All right, everybody, so over the last few episodes, we've been talking about the Dream 100. You saw how I've used this over the last 15 years to get in and become friends and then eventually business partners with Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, and others. But now I want to show you it's not just me, and it's not just the way to get in with Tony Robbins, but it's the foundation for all businesses. And so I want to take a moment with all the people who were the top affiliates for the mastermind.com launch, all the people who are here in Namale. This is the best of the best business owners, the best affiliates, the cream of the crop. And I want to run around Namale here this last day and just kind of quickly grab each of them and have them tell you in their own words how the Dream 100 has been crucial to building their companies. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna run around Namale before everyone flies out today, and we're gonna get each of their stories about how they use the Dream 100 so you can learn the strategies and start figuring out exactly how to implement it for you and your business so you can get into your Dream 100 as well. So today we're talking about Dream 100 with everybody, kind of getting some of their thoughts on what they've done personally to build up their Dream 100, potential partners or things they wanted to go with. And I know you've done some of this in your business as well as you've grown. I'm curious some of your stories that you've had as you kind of build up your Dream 100.
I think so as I think about the whole Dream 100 concept, for me, I'm a big fan of producing a result for someone else. Yeah. That's like my secret weapon. So for example, with you, sent a couple thousand customers to ClickFunnels, right? Yeah. So that, I think that's like a good thing to do. Like send a bunch of customers and then make you feel great and then make me feel great. And then it opens up doors, right? Yeah. Same thing with Tony and Dean, right? Like, I've been following Tony for over a decade, right? So it's like, how do you get his attention? How do you get Dean's attention? How do you get your attention? It's like, well, send a bunch of customers, promote your stuff.
Get on the radar.
And get on the radar, right? I think that's the best way. Like personally, that's just been that's really been my way of doing it, is either going and serving in some capacity, meaning like contributing in some way for free and adding value in that way. Or I think one of the best ways that I like the most is, okay, let me just perform. And then as the results gets produced, then it opens up a dialogue, it opens up a conversation.
All right.
Boom.
So I call it the Dream 100. What do you call it in your business?
So in my business, I call it the anchor client strategy.
Okay, why do you call it that?
So if you think of like a commercial strip mall, there's all these different retail stores, and if one has like a Walmart or a Starbucks, in real estate, they're the anchor tenant. And so the way I look at it is, if you go out and get an anchor client, that's somebody that has significant influence that basically brings all the people, just like in real estate. Like if you have a Starbucks, they bring the people, everyone else benefits. And so yeah, that strategy has been something that's been huge in our business.
So my question for you is you guys were launching BioTrust. How did you use concept of Dream 100s or affiliates or people like that you wanted to go after to be able to kind of grow initially when you guys first launched it?
First of all, I'm going to putt with a wrong-handed putter. So, okay, I wanted to get into the ebook business. So I invited the top ebook players out to Austin, Texas, and had a conference.
What year was this?
This was 2009, 2010. And so I invited Joel Marion, Mike Geary, Isabel De Los Rios, Rob Polos, John Benson, all those guys. Invited them out. And how I got them there was Tim Ferriss had been a friend for a long time, and he had launched the 4-Hour Body. And so he wanted to get in front of a bunch of fitness people. So I called a favor into Tim, and I said, if you want to sell a lot of copies of the 4-Hour Body, you could come present at this conference I'm going to have, and the top fitness affiliate marketers are there. And Tim's like, I'd love to do that. And Tim came and spoke, and then Bill Phillips, the guy I used to work for.
Body for Life.
Body for Life, EAS supplements, all that stuff. He presented as well. So I called in some favors. Everyone came out, and that's where I met my business partner, Joel Marion, met Mike, met all these people, all from having...
So you basically got all your Dream 100 into a room all at one time.
All at one time.
They know you were trying to pitch them on promoting your ebook, or was it just...
It was just like, and I charged nothing for it. Oh, here's the funny thing. At the time, I'd gone through 2008, 9, 10, and the economy was terrible, right? And a lot of stuff happened in the company. The company wasn't doing well. And I had this idea for the event. And we weren't doing well financially. And so We charged like $1,500 and paid for all these meals. Like, it was so cheap, it was ridiculous, but I just wanted to get people there. And at the end of it, I go to Kim. She's got a little calculator out. I'm like, how much money did we make or lose? You know, I hope we made money because we need money. She's doing all this stuff. She goes, we made $7.
For the whole event.
I had a conference. After everything was paid for, we paid for the conference center, all the meals, all the boats. We did boats and jet skis in the afternoons.
Oh,
we
really?
played in the afternoon. We made $7. But from there, literally, we made hundreds of millions of dollars from the connections because BioTrust took off. In the first full year of business, we went from 0 to 100 million in sales, which was crazy.
2 for 1.
Same time.
All right, ready?
3, 2, 1.
Did you get my strike? All right.
All right, so my question for you is, when you first got started, who were the people or the partners that you wanted to work with, like your Dream 100, and how did you figure out a way to like get into some of those people?
Really good question. If I think all the way back, it's funny because we're here in Fiji on Tony's Island at his house. Him and I just got done playing golf. But I would bet to say, not only did I want him to be someone to do business with someday, I just wanted to meet the dude. I mean, you probably felt the same way. Before I knew him, his books, his courses, his tapes, he made such an impact on my life. I mean, I think Tony's probably on the list. If you said who, you could meet anybody in the world 15 years ago, probably would have been Tony.
Yeah.
But there's other business people too that were on my list immediately. And I would say, if I give an example with Tony, that's kind of an extreme because he meant something to me personally. But the one thing I've done, and I've watched you do it really well, is I always want to deliver value, but not fake value, not like kiss someone's ass or pretend to do something. Like with Tony, we were friends. I know this is a longer version, most people want to say it, but we were friends for like 5 years before we even talked much about business. And before then, I helped his team with a marketing campaign. I saw some follow-up that his team was missing out on. Nobody does better events than Tony, but after the event, I felt like they were missing things. So I literally wrote a post UPW, Unleash the Power Within. I wrote a post email campaign, and I wrote the videos that Tony should do. And then I filmed the videos as if I was Tony, and I just gave them to his team without even telling them. And it trickled back to him eventually, and he was grateful. So I think one of the things, if I say Tony, it's like just, I guess looking at the other, turning this around, and maybe this is a long answer, but at this phase in my career, I get a lot of people that want to do business with me. And I got a lot of people approaching me that ask me to do business before they say hi, before they know me, before any relationship. And it's hard to decipher, but if you look at our relationship, it's been mutually beneficial since day one. We sit and talk. I'll talk about your campaigns. You'll talk about mine. You'll open up and be like, oh my God, I just discovered this. So think about that when it was time to do KBB or time to do things that you do. There's nothing you couldn't ask for that I wouldn't do. And I think the same with me. Yeah. And I think the foundation of that is we've just been so willing to give to each other without asking first.
So for you as a podcast host, there's people you want to get to, that you want to get on your show. People that are not traditionally easy to go get access to. What have you done, or what would you do to go get access to those people?
2 words: be strategic. There are times in every entrepreneur, businessman, woman's life when we're in promotion mode. We've just launched a book, we've launched a product, a course, a community, you name it. You have to be strategic. When I launched Entrepreneurs on Fire, in the first 90 days, I had Barbara Corcoran, Gary Vaynerchuk, Tim Ferriss, Seth Godin, Chris Brogan, all on my podcast. And people are always going back and saying, how did you do that? I said, well, listen, I didn't just say, can you just come on my show? I waited strategically during that 90-day window until they were in promotion mode. Tim had just launched 4-Hour Body. Barbara had just launched her book. Seth Godin had just launched The Icarus Deception. Gary Vaynerchuk had just launched Jab, 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 Right Hook. So I went to them strategically and said, hey, Gary, you're getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. You're driving to some radio station to interview for your book that's being listened to by a couple hundred non-interested people. I go, how about coming on Entrepreneurs on Fire for 25 minutes? We'll talk about Jab, 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 Right Hook. My audience are entrepreneurs on fire. They need your book. They want your book. They seem to hear about your book. Did the same thing with Tim, same thing with Barbara. And so since I was strategic, I was able to get them on. Same exact thing happened with Tony Robbins. I didn't go and just try to chase him down. I waited until he launched Money Master the Game. Then I let it be known to his team that, hey, Tony's trying to get this book out to as many people as possible. Entrepreneurs on Fire has over 1 million listens per month. I'd love to get him on. My audience needs to learn these principles about money that Tony teaches from Ray Diallo, Jim Bogle, all these other greats. Let's get him on, 25 minutes, we'll be in, we'll be out, and I will promote the crap out of it to my audience. So being very strategic and going at it with that irresistible type offer is the only way to go.
So for young entrepreneurs who are trying to do what you do, they want to start a podcast, they want to get into it, they're starting a new business or whatever, like how important and why is it for them to really start focusing on those relationships, both as their peer group, but also as like a mentor group?
I just think social capital is the most valuable currency for me. And so getting mentors 10 years ago when I was just starting out was all I really had. I didn't have money. I didn't really have the skills. I didn't have a product or a business or tools that I could sell. So I just started building relationships with like influencers and mentors who could guide me and help me. And I think that social equity is what I've carried along over the years. It's the most important thing in my mind, because you can have the skills, you can have the tools, you can have a business, but if you don't have partners who can support you in promoting or get the word out, then it's hard to grow your business. So without those relationships that you have, without the relationships that I have, it'd be hard for us to get the word out there and build an audience and build a customer base. So I think the importance is in finding those key people and figuring out how can you add as much value to their life and not make it about you, but make it about them. It's a simple concept. I know you talk about that all the time. And that's what I really try to focus on when I'm reaching out to people is what's in it for them to want to talk to me? Why are they going to give me 5 minutes? When they're getting asked by so many people to meet with them all the time, what can I offer them that no one else can offer? And the people that reach out to me on Instagram or email me who give me something that no one else can offer me, I want to talk to them. I want to give them a few minutes. I want to give them an opportunity, a shot, whatever it may be. But for people just saying, hey, I want to meet you and I want help, it's hard to give those people that time. But when someone is like, hey, I want to make 10 videos for you that you can use for social media, but just gives them to me and says, here you go, without even telling me he's going to make them. Someone did that for me a few weeks ago, and I've been posting these videos on Instagram that are getting a lot of traction. I'm just like, this is value for me. Like, I want to pay this person now. I want to meet with this person. So it's figuring out what's in it for the people to even talk to you. For me, like, what's in it for The Rock to get on my show? He doesn't need me. Like, he's got all the influence in the world. He doesn't need to come on my show. So what's the thing he does need that I could give him that makes it a no-brainer for him to say, yeah, I'll go on that guy's podcast, because he's willing to give me something I've never had on my own. So I need to come up with those ideas to reach my list even more. And I think people watching and listening need to figure out what can they offer someone that no one else can offer.
For a young entrepreneur who's trying to solidify this and figure out who are those people they're going to try to get into, what advice would you give those people?
Oh, I mean, peer group is everything. I mean, who you hang out with is who you become. You got kids, you want your kids to go to the good school. If you want to be fit and healthy, hang out with fit and healthy people. So it's huge. And I think entrepreneurs fall a lot into the pattern at the beginning of doing everything by themselves, working 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, and not looking up at all. And I think that everything I've learned said, you got to get quality people around you, whether they're in the same industry or even in a different industry, but a similar stage of life. It's hugely important to go, where are the 3 to 5 key people that are going to be my key friends or my key relationships, and just put time and effort into building that early. If I look back on my life, I go, I probably should have done that a decade earlier, really. I look at your network, and I say network, your relationships and who you know and the time you put into them, how valuable they are, not just economically, but as a person and a husband and a father. Sometimes we don't do that till it's a little late. So I'd say do it early. Don't be I'm gonna climb the mountain by myself. What do they say? Going on your own, you can go faster, but going with a team, you can go further. So I'd say be building that team early. Yeah.
They're thinking, like, is this an important thing or is this the important thing? How do you feel about this as the strategy?
So I can say with 100% certainty for me personally that this strategy put me on the map, and it's why I've had huge opportunities in my life, my business, and it is one of the very first things that we teach our clients. And so I would say that this isn't like, maybe I'll consider doing this. It sounds really cool. This person's doing it. This is something that absolutely should and must happen in your business, because the difference is you're either going to be experiencing friction and you know, you have a big dream in business. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to build this business, build funnels, do this, this, and this. And then it loses its fun when there's friction because your clients are not ideal. And it loses its fun when it's really hard to make money. And then all of a sudden you bolt onto this strategy and you get high paying clients. You create influence for you, for your business, those around you. You have, then the result is higher level clients. And I mean, afterwards, business can be fun. You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is a huge game changer, is leveraging this strategy to make business fun. So it's a must.
All right, so to wrap it up then, if you were given a new entrepreneur who's just watching this and like, oh, how do I get in? And they may be an entrepreneur, maybe they're trying to get a job, like their dream job, or you know, whatever the thing might be. What would be like 2 or 3 tips of like the steps you have them go through to be able to get in?
So one of the biggest things is learning how to pitch, and how to pitch in a way that is memorable. So it's not like what is in it for me, but like how can I serve other people? I would say most of the people on my team today have reached out in my inbox and told me a way that they could serve me that maybe I didn't recognize, or things like that. So one, just show up with service. I think people say that a lot, but really when you get take the time to know your mentor or their brand, and you can say, hey, here's a gap and here's how I can fill it. It's like, holy cow, yeah, like come help. So I'd say show up with service. I would say really just keep it real online. The real connections, like me and Colette connected right away. Like we had so much in common because of the way that we show up online. She felt she knew me. We had things that we could talk about. So when you show up online in a way that's relatable, people can connect with that. And then lastly, I would just say make those investments in yourself, whatever that looks like. If it's a free workshop, if it's an online course, if it's a mastermind, like if you're not investing in yourself, it shows me that you don't believe in yourself enough to think that what you're doing is worth it. So all of those micro investments, I mean, we all side hustled and worked so hard to just get to a point where we could afford a $150 course. Like we've been there, but all of those little investments pay off huge.
So tell us about your weird Dream 100 experience.
Oh, Joanna Gaines. Lauren Conrad, not because she was on The Hills. She's on MTV The Hills. That's probably my flight. Lauren Conrad, Oprah Winfrey, Avi, Michelle Obama. I mean, I've got this like dream list. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. I mean, I'm getting close to a lot of them too. I'm real excited. But there's just a lot of women, especially mothers, that I admire that have balanced career and motherhood in a way that is so awesome. I mean, Russell Brunson, you're on my list too.
I get it. They're cooler than I am. What is the craziest thing you've ever done to get in with a Dream 100 partner, someone you want to work with?
Go scuba diving and float down a river in pitch blackness and just in Fiji in the middle of nowhere with nobody that you know, with no cell phone service, in a life jacket. Well, I'll give you guys perspective. So like 10 years ago, I saw Tony Robbins' first video on YouTube. I probably saw Dean somewhere around that. 5 years ago, I see this guy, Russell Brunson, and I learned so much from each of them. So to be here, hanging out all weekend, it's just so full circle and crazy. And then it was nice too because all of them lived up to the hype and then some, even Russell.
Bula bula, everyone. This is Russell Brunson. I want to welcome you guys back to the Marketing Secrets Podcast. So for the last week, I have been in Fiji. And we just got done with a big, huge mastermind meeting for everybody who was part of the mastermind.com launch. And it was top 10 affiliates got to come to here, so we had so much fun with some amazing people. If you've ever been to Tony event, he says that most of us as humans will overestimate what we can do in a year, but will underestimate what we can get done in a decade. So keep moving forward. You gotta put 10 years into whatever it is you're pursuing, whatever it is you're going for. And how many people's lives could you affect, could you change if you just keep pursuing what you're pursuing? And I hope that someday you guys have a chance to be sitting in Fiji here with me and we can talk about it, like, oh my gosh, Russell, you're right. So with that said, we are gonna be jumping on a plane and go see our little kids, which I'm so excited for, and then we get back to it.